Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is James Version with another video for P.O.C Point of Conversation. In today's P.O.C Point of Conversation is all about a very sensitive, very touchy topic that I'm going to attempt to touch on and make some very key points and give some examples. Unlike the video I did before, which was about let's see, what was that last one about? Sharing and receiving information. That's what it was on. So one of the things is, before I really get into the video, is I'm probably going to end up changing my POC dates to the weekend because of my schedule changing my job. I was working second shift and the videos were released earlier during the day. Now I work first shift again, so I'll probably be releasing the videos on Saturday, on the Sabbath. So stay tuned for that. So let's get into this video. This one is about hypocrisy as we know it versus real hypocrisy. Now, to start this video off, I decided to be dressed like this for the simple fact that when you guys see my videos, you see me in a different hat, different clothes. This is not typically what you guys know, or not the light that you guys have seen me in. So this outfit in and of itself is for the simple fact that this is hypocritical to who you guys see me as and know me as. This is a different attire. This is not my norm. This is not my usual. Now, had this conversation with somebody at work about what hypocrisy is. And what it ended up chopping up to is hypocrisy is basically somebody lying. And I'm saying basically somebody lying because I'm using the words that were given to me. Now, I see hypocrisy as a different thing, and it's more so spiritual. Reason why I say that is because, and I want you guys to hear me out, hone in on this, and definitely give feedback. You guys see me as probably a spiritual person, somebody who's very knowledgeable in some things, not all things, some things, and my attire and everything says something about me. So now my routines, my videos, everything has been on a strict routine. So now that I'm out of that routine, that's hypocritical to what you guys know and who you guys have seen me as in these current videos. Now that I'm like this now, this doesn't look like the me that you guys have seen in the previous videos. This is hypocritical to what you guys have seen. Now, during that conversation, what was brought up was hypocrisy is doing the opposite of what you said you were going to do. Now, the reason why I don't necessarily agree with that is for the simple fact that hypocrisy, from that standpoint of being opposite, it's like, that's like saying it's going in the opposite direction of what you were doing. That's like saying that if I'm supposed to be going one place and I go in the opposite direction, that's almost like, that's might as well be saying that I'm being a hypocrite because I'm going in the opposite. It's hypocritical because I'm going in the opposite direction, or it's opposite of where I'm going. That's hypocritical. So it's like, if you can change the details and it not matter, can't really call that hypocrisy. For example, if I say I'm going to show up to your house at 7 p.m. and install this floor for you, and it's going to get done by 12:30 a.m. and I never make it to your house at 7 p.m. and you say that that's a hypocrite, to me that makes no sense, because you're like, oh, you didn't show up, you're a hypocrite. Okay, now Now you'll sit here and say that person's a hypocrite. But now if I say, oh, hey, I'm sorry I couldn't make it because I had a family emergency. My son on the way of picking him up from from school, he tripped while the teacher was releasing him, and he hit his head on the ground. I had to take him to the hospital. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. Let's reschedule for another time. That person is no longer a hypocrite. You now have sympathy and empathy for that person in their situation, and now all of a sudden they're not a hypocrite. They now have an excuse because the details have changed. Something came up, an emergency came up, and now that they had to take care of something, they're not a hypocrite. That's one of those things where I look at it as it's either the principles matter or they don't. Because it's one of those things where I was talking about in one of my previous videos, and I can't remember exactly which one because there's been quite a few of them. Life is complicated. Don't try to simplify it. God made it easy. Don't complicate it. Say that again. Life is complicated. Don't try and simplify it. God made it easy. Don't complicate it. Now, regardless of the emergency that I had, I said I was going to do something and I didn't do it. That person has to have the same treatment regardless of their situation as being a hypocrite, because if the details change and you won't call that person a hypocrite because of the details, then that doesn't make sense. You can't call that person a hypocrite. I see a hypocrite more so as when you know someone, and I mean you've spent time, like you've gelled with this person, and they begin to do things that are hypocritical to their routine or who you know them to be. That to me is a hypocrite. Even biblically, when Jesus, as some will call him, or Yahushua, the salvation of Yah, when he calls the Pharisees, the Sadducees, hypocrites, he's calling them hypocrites because they are people that are contrary to who they are posing to be. You are posing and putting on a front as if you are God's chosen and supposed to be upholding and uplifting his word, but what you're actually doing is you are condemning people and manipulating people for self-profit and self-gain. Posing as something that you are not, or being in the light of something that you are not, is what is a hypocrite, or what is hypocritical. There can be hypocritical situations and there can be hypocritical people. There can be hypocritical things. But to say somebody is a hypocrite because they did the opposite, or they're going in the opposite direction of who or what you are, you have to be careful. That's why English is very dangerous, and wording is everything. Because you can see someone posing as something, going in the same direction that they were going in before, as two different people. First person you saw may have seemed to be this godly, holy, uplifting person, upbeat, up-tempo person. Now you see that same person downtrodden and dressed in a completely different attire, has a completely different language, and now you're going to say that that's hypocritical because that's not who you know that person to be. That's a little bit different to me. Not sure if I really explained that all too well, or if that one was too much of a good example. But I'm not going to hold this video long because it is late for sure, and I'm making this video for the consistency of it being Thursday. But like I said, the videos are probably going to change to Thursday. So I hope I put enough in this video for you guys to think about. I know it is lengthy, Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is James Burson with another video for POC, Point of Conversation, over and out. Shalom, everybody.